Tyler Peterson here on Nance Lake, one of several Walsten outposts. Hannah and I were fortunate to come up here on our honeymoon, and when booking a place we're looking for somewhere with a nice cabin and great walleye fishing, and we found that here. Kevin's been very accommodating, bringing us whatever we need, coming in here several checkups. Fishing report here on Nance Lake, water temp sitting at about 65 degrees, slowly decreasing every day as we lose daylight and the nights are getting cooler. The bite has been pretty steady here every day. Typical wind-blown shorelines, and the points have been producing fish. We prepared for it all coming in here. We got artificial raplas, minnows, leeches, crawlers, but the minnows seem to be working the best and the most frequent as long as you get anchored up, standing still, staying out of the wind. But set up here with an Omen 13 fishing 7-foot 3-inch medium action rod with 15-pound Seaguar braided line, equivalent to less than a 4-pound mono. And this braided line here is important on these lakes with the rocks on the bottom, just differentiating the difference between the rocks and the fish, so you're not setting the hook on the rocks. But stay tuned and hopefully have some good action.
I ain't rich, but I damn sure wanna be. Working like a dog all day ain't working for me. I wish I had a rich uncle that'd kick the bucket and I was sitting on a pile like Warren Buffett. I know everybody says money can't buy happiness, but it can buy me a boat. It can buy me a truck to pull it. It can buy me a Yeti 110 ice down with some silver bullets. Yeah, and I know what they say, money can't buy everything. Well, maybe so, but it can buy me a boat. They call me redneck, white trash, and blue collar, but I could change all that if I had $2 million. I keep hearing that money is the root of all evil, and you can't fit a camel through the eye of a needle. I'm sure that's probably true, but it still sounds pretty cool, 'cause it could buy me a boat. It could buy me a truck to pull. It can buy me a Yeti 110 ice down with some silver bullets. Yeah, and I know what they say, money can't buy everything. Well, maybe so, but it can buy me a boat to float down on the water with a beer. I hear the Powerball lotto is sitting on 100 mil. Well, that'll buy me a brand new ride reel. It can buy me a boat.
Snap jigging presentations work best here, and as you can see, they've been cooperating today. That gold jig seems to be key in these iron-based Western Ontario lakes, a lot like Lake of the Woods. We tried the green, pink, blue, kind of the variety of colors, and gold just seems to work the best. You can see as we're in here tonight where the rocks kind of transition from just all one rock to these pebbles. These walleyes are sitting here feeding on bait fish. Caught quite a few of the fish with minnows in their mouths already, or one of ours that we lost. And they're sitting on this break anywhere from 12 to 25 feet here.
Whoa, whoa,
There we go.
I can make a living from walking in the woods.
There's a nice little eye here.
I'd be sitting pretty good high on the hill.
snap jigging technique we're using is good for people of all ages. The heavier the jig, the easier it is to find the bottom. Lighter the jig, the less you'll stay out of the rocks. But until you can kind of get the technique down, the heavier the jig, the easier. And hopefully the technique will end up with a nice eye like we got here. Can't beat those Lake Ontario walleyes, nice gold color to them. But folks, you can't say it enough for Kevin at Walsten Outpost, setting us up with a great trip here, honeymoon. We couldn't ask for anything better. Cabin was great. Motors in the Yamaha 9.9s have been great. Lund boats, no holes, floating anyway. Weather's been awesome, sunny every day, a little bit of wind today, but I think we can give the wind some credit today on these walleyes in here. Usually them wind-blown shorelines are best, but today I think the walleyes and the bait fish like to stay out of that, get away from getting swept up in the wind, and they're sitting in here stacked up pretty good.
Just ignored her.
Thank God he made me this way, honey. And fishing and loving every day. Early in the morning, late in the evening, I'm getting red dirt rich and Flitter River paid, honey. Fishing and loving every day, yeah.
First time we did it, I was scared to death. She snuck out in that cotton dress, jumped on in and we drove to the lake. Put her hand on my knee and said, I can't wait. I had everything we needed in the bed of my truck. Turns out my baby loves to fish. She wants to do it all the time, early in the morning, in the middle of the night. She's hooked, and now she can't get enough. Man, that girl sure loves to fish. Now after that, that's all she wanted to do. But that was okay, cause I did too. She always wants to go down by the dam, and I love how she looks with that rod in her hand. If they ain't biting, she don't give up. Turns out my baby loves to fish. She wants to do it all the time, early in the morning, in the middle of the night. She's hooked, and now she can't get enough. Man, that girl sure loves to fish. Reflecting off the water with her hooks and her sinkers and her pretty pink bobbers. to fish. I love to see her lying there on the bank neath the full moonlight. Man, I can't even believe my luck. I found a girl who loves to fish. She wants to do it all the time, early in the morning, in the middle of the night. She's hooked, and now she can't get enough. Man, that girl sure loves to fish. Yeah, I know she loves to fish.
Alrighty, out here on beautiful Nance Lake, thanks to Walsten Outpost, and sitting here with our Humminbird 597 in a Lowrance portable pack. As you can see on here, we're marking fish, and seem to have a decent one on here. As I was saying there, we're here with our Humminbird 597 Lowrance pack with a 12 volt 9 amp battery in there, like you see in most of your Vexilars and Markham units. We can run this Humminbird for about 12 hours on that. So all day you can be out here, charged at night when you get back in. I like to keep an extra battery just in case. But you can just see that they're filled down to the bottom of here, and yeah, on the fly-ins you're going to catch a lot of fish, but in order to really get after them like we are now, the unit helps a lot to locate the fish on the breaks and just be able to sit down with that jig and minnow and snap jig these walleyes. As you can see here, a lot of them are in that 16 to 20 inch range. We got about a 16 incher here, but real thick in the belly. They're starting to get their eggs in them, and they're coming in these shallow breaks to feed, and we've been just getting the best of that.
Take this song, and you'll never be left all alone. Take me to your heart, fill me in your bones. Just one more night, and I'm coming off this long and winding road. I'm on my way. I'm on my way home, sweet home. Tonight, tonight, I'm on my way. I'm on my way home, sweet home. You know that I've seen too many romantic dreams of their lives falling off the silver screen.